What's up, everybody?
So you strike me as a guy that enjoys the crowd, enjoys the fun. Brief workout today. Any reason you kept it light today?
Oh, just short, making weight today, have the weigh-ins tomorrow, so just keeping it light, fun, and then you have the music going, so that was cool. Everybody's pumped up.
Talk about the feeling now versus your debut. Is it the same? Is it different? How does it compare?
You know what? It's an awesome feeling. It's actually way better than what the UFC debut was. And going to the UFC debut, you have to wonder, like, what's going on? What's the workout going to be like? And it's such an honor to be able to be in the open workout. So I'm just blessed to be here, and that sure was fun.
I know you've wanted this, and you've wanted this attention, and you've wanted it all, but it's coming so fast. Is there any part of you that's saying, man, this is too much too soon?
No way, no. There's no part of me that says that. I want more. So if I get to fight next month, and I'm safe and protected and injury-free, I'm ready to fight next month.
After you spent time in Montreal, tell us about that experience.
Yes, sir. So it was an awesome experience. I went up there for a week, got to train with GSP, Roy McDonald, a bunch of awesome, talented guys up there at TriStar. So I only stayed for 1 week because I have schoolwork at Texas A&M University. So I had to come back, take some tests, and then after this fight, it looks like I'll be going back to TriStar again. And I actually have Mr. Zahabi coming down. He's going to be in my corner for the fight, so along with my other coaches.
You say going down there again on a permanent basis, or
I'll be going back down to TriStar after my fight here this Thursday, just to train there for a little bit, like a week or so, come back another week or so. So going back and forth, and I still have school down here, so at Texas A&M, so I have to stay down here for just to, like, take my tests, take the quizzes, the schoolwork, meet my professor, then be able to travel some too.
You'd been considering taking a break from school. Are you going to, or are you going to stick with it?
So I'm really trying to find out exactly how everything keeps going, taking one fight at a time, and then very possibly in the future, I might take a break from school, train full time.
So after your win, your UFC debut, spectacular win. I think some people were expecting a more high-profile opponent, perhaps a bigger name. But how do you view Cody Pfister as an opponent? Do you think like maybe you should get someone a little bit more well-known?
No. So actually, I would like to take one fight at a time. So it's an honor to be back this soon. It's only been 2 months since October 3rd in my UFC debut. So me getting to fight so soon, that's a huge opportunity. Taking one fight at a time, not rushing anything. So obviously I don't want to fight. I'm not going to go out there not wanting to. Sure, I would love to, but not going out there to fight the top 10 guys right now or anybody up there, the number one guy, the champion, because I still have a lot to learn. So I'm taking one fight at a time and going slowly.
Since you're taking all of this in your stride, it's only your second fight in the UFC, you're getting so much attention. What's been the toughest challenge for you so far as a UFC fighter?
Oh, thank you. So I would say toughest challenge is getting used to all the media, and it's definitely, I'm having fun doing it, so I wouldn't really consider that tough. I'm still learning everything about it, and what makes it fun is that the UFC is so organized. When they have something planned, when you have an interview planned, or what's going on at this time or where it's at, so that just makes it all the better and more fun.
You took it pretty much in stride when he accused you of steroid use. Is that something that you've had to deal with before?
Oh, that's funny, and I just want to tell my opponent thank you for saying that, because that's a huge compliment to me. If he thinks so, then that's very nice that he says that. And I've actually been tested 4 times already, drug tested. So 3 times by USADA, 1 time by the Texas Commission, or the boxing commission for the UFC. And actually USADA came to my house at 6 o'clock in the morning and took blood from me and urine. So along with being tested throughout my high school and sports too all the time. So that's a big compliment.
Did you hear those accusations before, like during your karate career and things like that?
Sure, people might have mentioned it, but anyone knows that if someone were to take those, especially young, that's not good for kids to take. And anybody young, I'm only 19 for one thing, plus at all, it stunts your growth plate, stunts your growth, so that way you can't grow any taller, you can't physically, it's just horrible for kids, so.
Well, considering the attention you've garnered, it seems like you've got a bit of a target on your back now. It's like you're the guy that everyone in your division wants to beat, How do you feel about that, about being thrust into a point where like everyone just wants a shot at you?
Oh, that's very very awesome actually. So I guess the more people wanting to fight me, that's very nice. It's great for me because I want to be able to have as many fights as I possibly can and be able to fight as soon as possible and obviously be well prepared for my fights. And I'm just very thankful that anybody wants to mention me or be able to fight me. I've only had 1 fight in the UFC, so that's also a compliment.
It doesn't get to you at all that these guys just want to fight you? I mean, like, you don't take it personally at all? That you're the guy that all of a sudden they're targeting?
No way. So I'm in the sport, the UFC. So this is a sport about fighting, MMA fighting. So if someone wants to fight me or someone wants to fight someone else, it's an MMA sport. You're there to fight each other, so I get it.
Is there anything that
You
annoys you or
mentioned that
makes
you're
you
only
mad?
19 and you're taking it fight by fight. So if you were to have a loss, would you consider backing away from fighting some, or I mean, it doesn't seem like you have a long-term game plan.
You said it doesn't consider.
It doesn't seem as though you have a long-term game plan. So I'm just wondering what your ultimate goals are.
Well, like you said, if something were to happen, as it would be with anybody, for instance, Ronda Rousey just fought Holly Holm, and nobody expected that would happen to happen. So I'm sure that Ronda Rousey's going to come back and be stronger than she was before, training harder. So that's how it works. If something happens, and then not just me, but any fighter, I'm sure, will go out there and train the hardest they have, harder, to try to make their technique better, every single thing, any mistake they made better. So you said it's not a long-term thing, but I am looking at it as a long-term thing. I'm trying to have not only as many fights as I can right now, because you don't know when the end of your career could be, but also be able to hopefully be the UFC champion one day and like to be the youngest.
Sage, you've got a reputation for probably being the most enthusiastic man in the UFC right now. What annoys Sage Northcutt?
Thank you. That's nice. Thanks. I like that. What annoys me? I don't know. I can't name something. I'm sure there's something, but I can't name something. So thank you.
When's the last time you were mad?
When I'm mad,
Yeah, when's the last time you were mad?
I can't think of a time. I'm sure there is obviously a time for that, but no.
So how many times have you had a chance to watch your UFC debut? And is there anything that you feel like, something that you learned specifically, or anything you feel you could have done better?
Well, you know how my UFC debut went down at UFC 192. I think it went just perfectly as planned, how it should have gone, and I don't think it really could have gone any better than what it went. So there's always something to correct in your game plan, even if it's let's say you're moving in your left big toes, not moving as fast as your whole foot or something. There's always little things to correct. So I'm always looking to correct those and make myself better, and hopefully I can show that this Thursday too.
What was it particularly about the sport of MMA that drew you to it?
Well, ever since I was the age of 9 years old, that's when I first started saying that I wanted to fight in the UFC and be a UFC fighter. So that was actually the time when, on the front cover of the Sport Karate magazine that I made as the youngest person, that's when I said that. And it's just watching GSP mostly growing up and all the other awesome fighters. It's like kind of who doesn't want to be able to fight like these guys? They're so incredible. They're so talented. You look at them, they're ripped up, athletic, and they're just machines. So it's just not only the guys, but the whole sport itself. It just keeps growing and growing and getting better.
Is there a particular fight at GSP that is your favorite?
You know, the last fight with GSP versus Johnny Hendricks, that was a great fight. And they're both such incredible guys. And GSP's been in the sport for so long, so it's just so impressive how the fight went down. Both awesome guys. And, I'm looking forward to seeing if GSP possibly might come back in the future. And it sure would be awesome to see him fight again.